In other news now, Heidi Jokos, my colleague, is at OR Tambo International Airport this morning, where some Nigerian nationals have already gathered, are waiting to travel back home. She's joining us now live from OR Tambo. Good morning, Heidi. You've been following this departure of some of Nigerians who are going back home since the early hours of the morning from the Nigerian consulate in Rivonia. What can you tell us? What are the numbers looking like?
Exactly, Bradan. So we started off this morning at the Nigerian consulate in Rivonia, and then we followed them to OR Tambo International Airport, where they are waiting to check in and board their flight. We do understand that it's almost over 600 Nigerians who have opted to take the first flight out of South Africa. One must remember that it is a Nigerian citizen who has a private airline that brought the opportunity and the offer to the Nigerian government to bring in those and take those Nigerians back home who want to go back home due to the recent xenophobic attacks. I'm just going to move out of shot so that you can see exactly what's going on. There is a bit of an admin issue because some passports have expired and the consulate is just trying to assist those who need a temporary passport to get out of the country and board these two flights that are set to take off today, 9 o'clock this morning, and another one is scheduled a little later on. We did, however, speak to a few of the Nigerian citizens who wanted to speak to us on camera, because a lot of them are saying they're just in a panic, they want to get out of the country, but many of them are saying they're very disappointed in South Africa. They're very heartbroken that they have been pushed out like this. They've been basically asked to leave. They've been attacked. Let's just listen to what one Nigerian citizen had to say.
To me, it's a personal decision. When you decide to go back to your home country, I think it's the best thing to do, because you cannot keep staying in a country where your life and property is not safe. And I see South Africa as an African country, is an African country in African continent. But to me, the way they treat other African people is unjustified and it's not good. And to me, when your life is not safe in a country, the best thing you can do is to go back to your home country. No place like home. And to me, I'm happy to go back home. I will be meaningful to my home country. It's better to be here and you are scared, and even to sleep is another thing. So when you are sleeping, you have to make sure the side of your eyes is open, because you don't know the next thing that will happen. So the best thing is just to go back home.
So, Bradan, that is the sentiment that we are getting from many Nigerians who are queuing to board that flight. Just speaking to somebody else, he was saying that he's very disappointed in the South African government, because he says a lot of South Africans have taken opportunity to loot many shops, and he feels as though that the South African government needs to come in and provide opportunities for many of South Africans seeking for those opportunities, so they don't take opportunities away from the foreign nationals who have come to South Africa to seek a better life. We're also trying to get word from the Nigerian consulate. One must remember that they have been collaborating and assisting as much as possible to get all these Nigerians sorted out, all their passports sorted out, given the fact that many of them have expired passports, many of them don't have valid passports anymore. They've been living in the country with no valid passport or documentation. So we do understand that somebody from the consulate will address us shortly and give further clarity on the numbers, how many people have left the country, how many people are still more to leave the country, and how many flights are expected to pick up these Nigerians and take them back home, where many are saying they want to leave, they don't want to be in South Africa anymore, because it's an opportunity to go back, and because of the xenophobic attacks that have transpired over the recent weeks in South Africa.
Thank you very much. Heidi Jokos.